Welcome back to our educational video series here in Mathematic. For today's video, we will tackle about the relation of roots and coefficients of a quadratic equation. Let's dive right in! Welcome back to our educational video series here in Mathematic. For today's video, our topic will be roots and coefficients of a quadratic equation. So let's dive right in. First of all, what is a quadratic equation? A quadratic equation is a polynomial equation of degree 2, meaning the highest power of the variable, usually x, is 2. The general form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are constant. Now let's talk about the roots of a quadratic equation. The roots are the values of x that make the equation true. In other words, they are the solutions of the equation. Do you know how to find the roots of a quadratic equation? That's right! We can use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac slash 2a. But have you ever wondered why this formula works? Well, it's because of the relation between the roots and the coefficients of the equation. The roots of a quadratic equation are directly proportional to use coefficients of the question. But what does it mean? It means that if the coefficients of the equation are large, the roots will be large too. And if the coefficients are small, the roots will be small as well. Let's take an example problem to solidify your understanding. Our quadratic equation will be x squared plus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. If we apply the quadratic formula, we get x is equal to negative 6 positive negative square root of 6 squared minus 4 1 8 slash 2 1. X is equal to negative 6 positive negative square root of 36 minus 32 slash 2. X is equal to negative 6 positive negative square root of 4 slash 2. X is equal to negative 6 positive negative 2 slash 2. And lastly, x is equal to negative 4 or x is equal to 2. So the roots of the quadratic equation are negative 4 and 2. Now let's talk about the coefficients of the equation. The coefficients are the number that multiplies the power of the variable. In our example, the coefficients are 1, 6, and 8. Notice that the coefficients are all positive numbers. This means that all the equation has two distinct roots, which are negative 4 and 2. But what if the coefficients were negative? Well, that would change the situation completely. So suppose we have the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. If we apply the quadratic formula, we get x is equal to negative 6 positive negative square root of 6 squared minus 4 1 8 slash 2 1. X is equal to negative 6 positive negative square root of 36 minus 32 slash 2. X is equal to negative 6 positive negative 4 slash 2. X is equal to negative 6 plus 2 slash 2. And lastly, x is equal to negative 4 or x is equal to negative 4. So the roots of the equation are negative 4 and negative 2. Notice that the signs of the coefficients affects the sign of the roots. When the coefficients are positive, the roots are positive. When the coefficients are negative, the roots are negative. In conclusion, the roots and coefficients of quadratic equation are directly proportional indeed. This means that if the coefficients are large, the roots will be large too. And if the coefficients are small, the roots will be small as well. The signs of the coefficients also affect the signs of the root. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. Please like our channel. Bye-bye!